Welcome to the tutorial on using social news platforms as journalistic tools. This tutorial will discuss the relevancy of Reddit and Digg to journalists' work. It will also describe how you can effectively use these websites in your professional endeavors. Social news websites allow people to share news stories with others, see people's opinions on the issues, and share their own opinions on the issues. They also allow people to stay updated on news events even while being social and networking online. The websites break up the news stories into categories, just like a newspaper. However, the websites often have the ability to create extremely specific categories, and more categories than a newspaper, which allows you to connect with people who are interested in exactly what you're interested in. These social news platforms are terrific resources. Journalists can use them for curating content for articles, researching articles, getting people's opinions and comments on issues, and promoting their work. The two most popular social news websites are Reddit and Digg, each of which we will explore in this tutorial. Reddit is the most popular social news platform. It was launched in 2005 and immediately encountered so much success that Condé Nast bought it just a year later. The website allows people to upload news stories, either links to stories, their own images, or their own personal typed-out news stories. Then, other Reddit users can read the stories and vote on whether they like them or dislike them, by either voting them up or voting them down. Reddit uses the upvotes and downvotes to rank the news stories and determine which stories make it to the top of the website. Users can also post comments on each news story to share their views on the issue and hold discussions with other Reddit users. On Reddit, there are over 8,000 subreddits, which are categories of topics, that users can browse. Once you set up a Reddit account, you can select which categories are your favorite so that they always appear at the top of your Reddit homepage, and you can easily access them. Categories range from typical subjects you would see in a section of a newspaper, like politics or world news, to topics like do-it-yourself and aw, which shows cute images that are likely to make you say, aw. The Reddit community takes a little while to accept newcomers. If your profile does not show that you have engaged in a lot of conversations with people on Reddit before, or people on a subreddit do not recognize your username when you're commenting, then they may not immediately welcome you to the conversation. Therefore, it'll be important to start commenting on other people's news stories regularly when you first join Reddit. After you have become part of the Reddit community, then you can use Reddit to post links to your own news stories. Your news stories, depending on the subreddit you are posting in, can be either personal or professional. It will, however, be very important to ensure you're posting on a subreddit category that directly relates to the topic of your article or your research. Reddit can be a helpful research tool because it is very useful for crowdsourcing information. About 9% of all adults who use the internet have Reddit profiles, which is approximately 174 million people. Therefore, if you need people's opinions, need to research people who have experience with a certain topic, or need to promote your story, Reddit can be a helpful way to reach out to a lot of individuals. Most Reddit users are male and are about 35 years old. They tend to be in the middle class with an average annual salary of about $67,000. Of course, these statistics are helpful to keep in mind when you're determining whether your target audience or your sources are on Reddit. The second most popular social news website is Digg. Digg was launched in 2012 by two men who wanted to help people see the most popular news stories being shared on the internet each day. So Digg organizes the news stories by topic. It also connects users to their Twitter accounts so that they can easily share news stories with their Twitter followers, as well as see what stories people they follow on Twitter are interested in. Similar to Reddit, Digg lets people vote on news stories to determine the popularity of each article. Voting for an article is called digging, and voting against an article is called burying. The more digs an article gets, the higher up on the Digg website it appears. Digg also has an RSS reader, which gathers content of interest from your favorite websites and puts it all in front of you, as well as a daily email that you can receive that acts like a newsletter of the latest stories you might be interested in. Unlike Reddit, though, Digg focuses on stories that are public and of worldwide or at least national interest, not stories that are personal. It also tends to focus on serious stories, not stories that would be classified as an awe story on Reddit or other less serious topics. Digg's focus on serious news has really paid off. The website has 4.6 million visitors a month, more than half of which are men. Digg tends to appeal to people who are middle-aged, who have some college education, and who earn up to $50,000 annually. Again, these statistics are important to take note of so you can identify whether your target audience is likely to use this social news platform. Whenever you use a social news platform, you want to consider how you can use it to both curate content and promote your work. To successfully gather information and content for your reports, you'll want to search for content by category, subject, author to see if your sources have authored anything new, and by location to see what's going on in a particular area. Then, to promote your work, you'll need to come up with a great headline that will grab people's attentions and make them click on your post. Such headlines tend to be short, meaning they are 5 words or less, and tend to be mysterious, so that people have to click on your post in order to learn more about what you're mentioning in your headline. As we have discussed before, it's very important to ask questions in your posts in order to engage people in conversations and motivate them to click on the link to your article if you're promoting your work with your post. Remember, though, that your questions need to be ones that people have to read your article in order to get an answer to. You should not include the answer to the question within your social media post, since that would eliminate the need for people to read your article. And in order to avoid repetition, you can post high-energy or otherwise intriguing or controversial comments related to your subject matter when you're promoting your articles. You will not want to write, however, "Check out my latest article," or anything similar to that, because the link itself encourages people to check out whatever you're providing a link to. Additionally, you want to tell people what you're asking them to check out. People don't like to click on a random URL when they don't know what it'll reference. They want to know whether the article focuses on a subject they're interested in. They also want details included in the post so that they know your account hasn't been hacked and that the link is not a virus. By the same token, that means you don't want to include in your posts that you're in grad school or master's program, or that this article is your homework. You're a journalist now. You're more than halfway done with your master's degree in new media journalism. So when you use new media to promote your journalistic work, be proud of it and promote it with professionalism, not as if you're just a student. That professionalism will really shine through if you use an effective headline. There are a few ways to create effective headlines that have a pinch of mysteriousness, such as, "Do you do X?" or "The secret of Y?" or "Little-known ways to do Z," or "What everybody should know about X," or "Top 3 ways" or "Top 5 ways to do Y." These are great headlines for getting people's attention and motivating them to click on the link to your article. Overall, the key to effectively promoting your work on a social news website is to post content that people will be interested in and will want to share with their friends. In order to get your posts toward the top of the website, you can also ask your friends and readers to vote for your social media posts. Another thing to remember is that it's helpful to post a lot so that people see your stories. Plus, when you post a comment to promote your latest story, you need to include a direct link to your story in the post. That'll make it easy for people to find your article. Including photographs in your post is also more likely to get you engagement with your audience. Naturally, since you're using social media to promote your work as a writer and as a professional, you want to ensure you're proofreading your posts extremely carefully. Even though social media encourages a relaxed atmosphere, you still need to use proper grammar when posting to any social media site in order to show your friends that you are a credible and strong writer. Finally, you'll want to post your comments when people are online. Statistics show that posts that get 25 votes within the first 15 minutes of going online go to the top of these websites before posts that get 100 votes in 2 days. Therefore, posting at times when people will see your new comment pop up will help make it more likely that they will see your post and immediately vote for it, thus keeping it at the top of the website. Reddit and Digg may be platforms that you are already familiar with. However, you may not use it for journalistic purposes or simply may not have tried some of the techniques mentioned in this lesson. I encourage you to experiment with these social news platforms this month. Follow categories related to the subject your capstone project focuses on, engage in conversations with sources by commenting on posts, and share stories you find interesting so that you can get used to promoting stories effectively. And, of course, if you need help with navigating these social news platforms, then feel free to reach out to your course director, the help centers of those websites, or the numerous tutorials that are posted on lynda.com, which you can access for free through FS Connect. These techniques we have discussed are some of the ways journalists can use Reddit and Digg to curate content and promote their work. Moving forward, try to force yourself to use these websites for professional purposes. With time and practice, you'll get used to doing that, and it'll simply become an automatic part of your routine as a journalist. Thank you for listening, and good luck successfully using social news websites.